Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Delaine.
It's great to meet you.
So let me ask you a question. What is your strategy going to be for beating Gavin Newsom?
It's a very Bernie-style campaign. We're talking to all sorts of people. I've been up and down the state in very rural, remote parts, as well as in the urban areas. And I'm hitting the road a lot, and I'm meeting a lot of people. And you know what? They're thrilled to not have to pay $1,000 to meet somebody. Yeah. That they can just come and meet me.
Yes.
And so it's about getting groups of people that are special interests because they're involved in the environment, children, health, a host of issue areas that aren't necessarily, a lot of money, but they have a lot of interest and a lot of heart.
That's awesome. We're talking about the money thing costing thousands and hundreds of dollars to meet somebody today. In fact, today, 7 to 9 candidates weren't even allowed to come and get on the ballot because of money interest. What does the Democratic Party do about this moving forward to eliminate the special interest in the money?
Well, I think the Democratic Party, which has a 2/3 majority, or did before a bunch of them resigned, but the fact is we need to use the energy of the people. The people are speaking right now. They want us to get on the side of the people, not on the side of the special interests. And so, I came out to ban fracking about 20 months ago. Finally, I got a lot of traction, a lot of attention because of it. Now, the other 3 candidates have gradually, quietly, more or less, come on board. One of them said he's going to ban new fracking. So he's going to let the existing fracking go on?
Yeah.
I mean, I say ban all the fricking fracking.
I like banning all the fricking fracking. Where do you stand on SB 562?
I am a big supporter of SB 562. Oh, look all over the world. What you'll see is other countries spending a lot less per capita and having health care for all. It's costing us a fortune to have the current system because it's based on profit for big companies. And really sick people are not very profitable. So they want to kick them to the curb. Yeah. And they want to take care of the rich who pay a lot of, premiums and who have a lot of, money, but they don't want to take care of the poor. So I one time met a doctor who was testified that he was really sick and to death. His heart hurt because he'd been in an emergency room over the weekend and they brought in a little boy, had 170 degrees of fever. He was unconscious. His parents were hysterical.
Oh, wow.
They took him in the emergency room. He had an ear infection. They worked all night. They saved his life, but he went deaf in that ear. It cost the taxpayers over $50,000, all because he didn't have medical care and couldn't get $4 worth of antibiotics. So it's penny wise and pound foolish what we're doing. Look at Canada. They have a similar population number, a little smaller than ours, but they spend a lot less money per capita and they have much better health care.
That's great. Well, let me ask you another question. With an administration like Trump's administration, can the Democrats afford to continue to be bipartisan as they are?
Well, I do think in California we have to focus on what's good for our citizens. And we got to challenge Republicans to stand with us on behalf of our citizens. And we ought to remind them that we've all spent the last many decades watching as the Republicans wag the 10th Amendment to the Constitution under our nose. The States' Rights Amendment, powers not explicitly given to the federal government nor denied to the states, shall belong to the states and to the people. Now Trump seems to want to be the dictator of America and wants to poke California in the eye. What I say is California ought to stand up with grace and dignity, but with a brass backbone to the kind of bullies that are like Trump and his cabinet. And we ought to say, enough, we're going to protect the people of California and do what we have to do in the California Republic to make sure that our people are taken care of.
Another question. Huge homeless problem. Huge homeless problem, especially here in California. We have the situation in Orange County where there's almost a mile of tents set up. It just seems to be growing and growing and growing. What do we do to combat this problem?
It is a problem all over California. I live in Davis, a little college town, not a big city. It's got a ton of homeless people there. So one of the ministers helped put together a winter rotating shelter, which I am proud to say I served on the committee. He went around and because people were saying, they're going to give people one-way bus passes from Sacramento and from Oakland, and they're going to come here. And so he went around and he did a survey of the homeless in Davis. 60% of them grew up there. And so all over the state, we have people, yes, in Davis, yes, in Los Angeles, yes, in San Diego, and yes, in Modesto, and yes, in Stockton. Sacramento's got a ton of homeless. Oakland is terrible. San Francisco's loaded. And so what we have to do is say we're going to have a full court press. We're going to do whatever we have to do to get people off the street. So one of the things we ought to do is increase the mental health protection. We got way too many children out there because their mothers have a drug problem or a mental health problem or they're being abused.
Yes.
And so we've got to have, this has got to be a focal point for the next governor where we really go out and find, yes, immediate solutions and then longer term solutions, including affordable housing. I just spoke in here about in Union City, we bought up 3 huge factory sites when they closed. Mm-hmm. We bought them, we used redevelopment money, and that's one thing I'll bring back as governor is redevelopment agencies.
Nice.
We used redevelopment money to clean all 3 sites. They all had toxic issues. Now there's multi-story, affordable and market rate housing. And guess what? People that live there love it. You know why? They walk out their front door. They don't get in a car.
Yeah.
They go around the corner and get on a BART train.
That's awesome.
And so if we focused on building affordable housing next to transportation hubs like BART, but it could be, your rail down here in San Diego. It could be the rail in Los Angeles. Could be buses. Yeah. But there's a lot of opportunity to do redevelopment around those areas, put in some affordable housing that's multi-story, and really do a win-win-win for everybody.
Yes. Some of these people, we have to get going. I'm so sorry. Last question. Day one, you're elected governor. What do you do?
Well, I first announce the names of some really terrific people that are going to be the leaders of various agencies. And they're going to look like the state of California, the most diverse leadership the state has ever seen. But brilliant people. Some will come from colleges and universities. Some will come from the private sector. Some will come from the unions. But they will all be people. Some will come from nonprofits, people that have led in different areas. But we're going to call on the brilliance of this state. We have some of the finest research universities and research institutions in the country. We're going to draw on those people, and they're going to help us make over healthcare, housing, transportation, and most especially education. And we're going to invest in the future of California the way those people coming out of a depression and a war did for me and mine.
That's awesome. Delaine Eastin, putting the full court press on homeless. Thank you here at the 2018 Democratic California Convention.